What's up, everyone? Welcome back. Patrick here. Moving on to the next example, we have to solve for x in this equation here. So we got negative 4 over 7 times 5x plus 2 minus 6 over 9 times negative 3x minus 4 equals 2x minus 20 over 3. Now, a couple of different ways you can go about this. Notice that we're dealing with fractions here. So we got the negative 4 over 7, we got the negative 6 over 9. Actually, notice the 6 over 9. That simplifies. If we divide this by 3, divide this by 3, that would be 2 over 3. So that simplifies to 2 over 3, so let's write that instead. Sometimes you'll run into these opportunities where you could simplify before doing any crazy algebra. So we got these fractions, a negative 4 over 7, negative 2 over 3, negative 20 over 3. And personally, if I see something like that, what I like to do is multiply all the terms by something that would get rid of the fractions, get rid of the denominators. So notice how this is one term because we got these two terms that are multiplying, so you would count that as 1, you'd count this as 1, this as 1, and then this as 1. The terms are basically where there's a plus or minus in between them. And so if we multiplied the whole left side by something, we'd have to multiply the whole right side by something, and we'd be multiplying these terms more specifically by that value. And so the value you can multiply everything by, notice we got 7, 3, and 3. Those are the denominators. Then we have like a 1 over here. The term you can multiply everything by is 21. That's the lowest common denominator between everything. So if we multiply this by 21, notice the 7 goes into the 21 3 times. If we multiply this by 21, the 3 goes into the 21 7 times. Then we have to multiply this by 21. 1 goes into 21 just 21 times, so we leave that. Then we multiply this by 21, and then 3 goes into 21 7 times, like that. So that's one way to go about it, and then notice how from there, that's the way I'm going to show you in this video, you would be dealing with just numbers. There wouldn't be any more fractions involved. But if you didn't go about it that way and you decided to deal with the fractions, so you would take the negative 4 over 7 and then expand it in the bracket, so you'd end up with negative 20 over 7x, and then you'd end up with minus 8 over 7 when you take the negative 4 over 7 multiplied by the 2. Then the negative 2 over 3 times a negative 3. Notice the 3's would cancel out. The negatives would turn into a positive, so that would be 2x. Negative 2 over 3 times negative 4 would give us positive 8 over 3. And then you'd have 2x minus 20 over 3. And then from here, you would bring all of the x values to one side, all the numbers to the other, and then simplify from there. You should end up with the same answer. But personally, I'm just going to get rid of the fractions here. And so what would happen is 3 times negative 4 would give us negative 12. And then we'd still have that 5x plus 2 in brackets. Here we'd have negative 7 times 2, which would give us negative 14. Then we got the negative 3x minus 4 in brackets still. And then we have 21 times 2x, which would give us 42x. And then we'd have 7 times 20, which would give us minus 140, like that. And now notice we have an equation. This is the exact same equation that we had before. We're going to get the same answer. It's just there's no more fractions now. And so from here, what we can do, actually notice we could take all these terms, we can divide everything by 2. So if we divide this by 2, divide this by 2, divide this by 2, divide this by 2, what would happen is we'd have negative 6, 5x plus 2, minus 7, negative 3x minus 4. Again, this is not a step you necessarily have to do. You could just go and expand from where we were before. You're going to get the same thing. But personally, I'm going to go about it this way. So we end up with that. And then from here, we can expand. So if we expand this, we'd have negative 30x minus 12 plus 21x plus 28 equals 21x minus 70. And then I'm going to bring all of the x values to the left side. So this 21x I'm going to bring over, and then the negative 12, the positive 28 I'm going to bring over to the right side. So we'd end up with negative 30x plus 21x minus 21x. That's nice because these would actually just cancel out. Then we'd have negative 70 plus 12 minus 28, like that. So these would cancel out, so we'd end up with negative 30x over here, and then this would end up being negative 98 plus 12 would give us negative 86, like that. Then to solve for x, divide both sides by negative 30. And so x, notice the negatives would cancel out, so we'd end up with 86 over 30. And then we could divide this by 2, divide this by 2, so we'd end up with 43 over 15. And then that doesn't simplify any further. Right? So again, you may not go about it this way. Whichever way you do go about it, actually what I would recommend is you trying different methods and just making sure that you come up with that same answer.